We here with Julian, man, King Julian Delgado, man, 4-0, 1 KO, two-time national champion, man. We definitely appreciate you for coming on, man. And just to kind of get it started, what kind of got you into this crazy sport of boxing, man?
Uh, real to put it real simple, a lot of different factors led me to boxing, different things, but primarily just needing to find like my purpose. I didn't know at the time. I was 19 years old. I had a lawn care and landscaping business, and I was real passionate about it. And I was grinding from sun up to sundown, mowing lawns, trimming trees, just landscaping, building my business. But I just didn't feel fulfilled. Like deep down inside, I felt like there was something more to my life other than just making money and working and going out with my friends on the weekend, spending the hard-earned money that I made and just lifting weights in the gym. I was like, after a year of doing that, I was like, I'm made for something more. I'm made for something greater. I didn't feel fulfilled, so I picked up boxing. I just went into the boxing gym. Never boxed before in my life. At 20 years old, I had just turned 20, and it just hit me like it was like God whispered in my ear, like, this is what you were looking for, because I was looking for something. And I was like, and he's like, this is what you were looking for. Go all in. And I did. After 2 weeks of joining just a local boxing gym there in Corpus Christi, I quit my lawn care. I got rid of all of my accounts. I quit my career, and I just went full time as an amateur, bro, fighting for free, not making no money. It was a crazy move. My family, my mom, my grandma, my brothers and sisters, they all like, what do you mean you're gonna quit your career? You're gonna fight? You're gonna fight? What do you mean? Are you crazy? And I was like, yeah, a little bit, but it's what I feel like I need to do. And it just stuck and it just took off from there.
Yeah. And then I kind of got introduced to you from Coach Joe Nash, man. I seen y'all post a picture up not too long ago, man. So I checked your page out after that, and I'm like, okay, I just like to follow all boxers or all things related to boxing. So I gave you a follow. I'm like, okay, this dude's solid, 4-0. You know what I mean? Like, he's solid. So how did you and Coach Nash kind of get introduced to each other?
My older brother, I have an older brother. He's 25. I'm 23. He's 25. After I won the 2023 National Golden Gloves, I think my older brother, he was there that day. It was in Philadelphia, 2023 National Golden Gloves. He got to witness me become a National Golden Glove champion, and I think that just struck something in him. Like, if little brother does, if little brother does this, the big brother's got to do it. So my older brother lives in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, where Joe is, and Joe is my older brother's boxing coach there at what is it? What's Joe's gym called again? You
I
gotta
can't remember. He just got a new one though. It's like Games Fitness or something
Game
like.
Fitness Boxing
Yeah.
Club. Yeah, they're in Florida. So my older brother, Joe Nash, is my older brother's coach, and I took a trip out there after my pro debut in April on Top Rank. Like a week later, I went to Florida and I got some sparring in. And yeah, Joe's freaking funny, cool guy, man. Real cool
Yeah.
dude.
I was going
You
to
said
ask you, how did the top rank opportunity come about? Most people don't get to turn pro on top rank.
it was God, bro. Just God putting it in my lap for me straight up. Um, I heard through a sports reporter that works with Top Rank.
Mhm.
She told me on Instagram that Top Rank was coming to Corpus Christi in April. This was 3 months prior, and once I found out that it was true. Um, I had just lost at the Olympic trials, and I told myself, if I don't make Team USA and go represent uh, USA in the Olympics, then I'm just gonna go pro. There's nothing left for me to do in the amateurs. I already achieved the highest level of achievement that I wanted to achieve, and that was to become a national Golden Glove champion. I did that back to back. I became a 2-time national champion. So I was like, if I don't win the trials, it wasn't, I'm gonna go pro. So I was already looking to grow professional. And once I heard they were coming in April to Corpus Christi, bro, once I found out it was real, it wasn't just a rumor. I just got on social media, man. I posted the same video on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Facebook, and on Twitter. The same video, the same caption, and it's just me out there exercising outside, and I'm just like talking to the camera to my followers. Just, if y'all want to see me make my debut right here in my hometown, Corpus Christi, at the American Bank Center, I need y'all to tag Top Rank in the comments so we can get their attention. And man, I got some really great followers, bro. They really came through, and just over 100 comments in the comments, just tagging Top Rank, tagging Top Rank, tagging Top Rank. So a couple days later, I got a call from a matchmaker with Top Rank, and they told me that I'm on the card and that they're looking for an opponent. And I just like, this was like at 9:00 at night when they called me. I was driving home from the boxing gym, and it was just like, oh man, it was just like, it was unreal, bro. It was unreal, you know. So yeah, it's just a blessing, bro. I got to make my pro debut. I had no ties, no connections, no hookups. I just made it happen with social media, really, bro. I didn't have nothing but maybe 1,000 followers or less than 1,000 followers on Instagram. And then after Top Rank, over time, now I'm at 11K. It's just work. I just did it. I just took it upon my own hands and I made it happen.
No, facts. No, and I know that was lit, especially in your hometown of Corpus Christi. I know that was
a movie on like a movie. If it wasn't recorded, if it wasn't pictures, it's like people wouldn't believe it. It was crazy.
And what was kind of like the feedback or reaction from like your friends and family after
that? From friends and family, they were just so happy because the ones that know me and they know my story and they know how much I struggled in the amateurs financially just to stay a full-time amateur fighter for 2 full years as a grown man, and you have responsibilities, you have bills, and you have to be an adult. It was hard. It's hard, to hold on and not give up. So when they saw that, like, whoa, he did it. He didn't just talk about it. He said he was going to do it, and he did it. They were just so happy, so proud, and just, for the first time after that night, I think I finally showed my family that I got their full support after that night. Because before that night, it was always, you should at least go to college still. You should at least have a backup plan. You should, and they don't mean nothing. They don't mean nothing bad by it. They have pure intentions. They love us. They love you. They don't want to see you struggle. They don't want to see you hurt. They don't want to see you fail. But that's just a gamble of chasing a dream so big, greater than yourself. That is the gamble. And I was willing to take that gamble. I didn't need anybody's approval. I didn't need anybody's belief. I just needed my own belief, and for the longest time until that night, for 2.5 years, I was the only one truly 100% believing, maybe an exception of one or two who also believed. But yeah, that was like the nail in the coffin. My mom and my grandma and my sisters and my brothers being able to see, 5,000 people it was being televised on ESPN Plus, and being in that arena and feeling the crowd and the atmosphere, bro, just like it was insane. I know that was like their whoa, like he's here. This is real, and he's going to be a star, like he says he is. So now I have their support. And yeah, it was a great night. It was a beautiful night, and uh, it was just the beginning. And now I'm 4-0, and I'm gonna be 5-0. I'm gonna be 5-0 real soon.
Hell yeah, man. And then obviously, like you said, still early in the career. How have the pros been in terms of just kind of adjusting, to the pros from being an amateur?
I love it. I love being a professional. It's true what they say. The amateurs is harder than pros, and it's true, man. Like from making the weight, from just the lifestyle, being able to truly be who I am. Like this stuff don't fly in the amateurs, bro. The like they just restrict you so much, and they don't let you be who you are. you know and as a professional, I'm just loving the lifestyle, because as an amateur I trained and I lived like a professional, but I wasn't being treated like a professional. I wasn't getting paid like a professional. Now it's just like it's so much more worth it, because I'm living the lifestyle and I'm getting the fruits of my labor, versus the amateurs. You just here's a little gold spray painted medal to show your success. Like I was a two-time national champion. I was fighting in the Olympic trials, and people would come and talk to me like, "Oh, King Julian, like, wow, bro!" Like all the kids in the community, in the boxing gyms, and the people on social media. How does it feel? Wow, it must be so awesome. And like, yeah, it's cool. I got my national Golden Glove belt, and I got my medal, and I got my. I'm still broke. I'm still like it's like deceiving. It's like to other people they see you as this like they see you in this way, and then you yourself you're hurting, bro. You're struggling, and it's very like it's hard to keep going. So now as a professional, I'm loving every second of it, bro. I'm taking the full advantage. I'm not taking any day for granted. I wake up every day and I'm just ready to like push my body to its limits every day. And um I love it. I love it, but it's just getting started. It's definitely a lot more rewarding as a professional fighter. You get treated a little bit more respect, um, and it makes it more worth to sacrifice and struggle. It makes it a little bit easier and more worth it.
Yeah, yeah,
Fighting in them 10-ounce gloves, fighting shirtless, um, and just like getting to be who you want to be, being you for that one little night. You get all the glory. But then also, if you fail, you get all the criticism and you get all of the judgment. You
yeah.
know, it goes both ways. It could go either way. You got to be willing to accept the good and the bad. Stepping
Right.
in that ring.
Hell yeah, for sure.
Speak about your team a little bit. The people behind the scenes that's getting you ready for your fights.
Yeah, I'm still figuring it out as I go.
Yeah.
The people that were with me in the amateurs, they're not with me in the pros. The guy that was with me for my debut, he's not with me. He wasn't with me for my second fight. I'm just doing whatever I got to do to make it, bro. Whatever I got to do, I'm crawling, and I'm freaking just going through the mud and riding through this thunderstorms trying to make it. But these last two fights, my fight back in October, it was Team USA versus Team UK, and then this most recent fight in San Antonio, as I became 4-0. These last two fights, I've had a great manager with me, um, based out of the Valley. That's where I went and I trained for a little bit, and now I'm over here in Vegas. But I got a good manager behind my back. And I'm still looking for my trainer. I don't really have a trainer yet, but that'll come. That will come. I got a good manager. Um, the rest, I'll let it come as I go. The good thing about me is my work ethic. Whether I got a trainer or no trainer, I'm gonna run my miles. I'm gonna do my hours on the heavy bag. I'm gonna do my rounds on the sparring. I'm gonna do the strength and conditioning. That's the great thing about me. That's what I make up for what I lack in. I make up in my just that Mamba Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality. There's only so much a trainer could really do for a fighter. A fighter also has to be willing to do that overtime work. Without the trainer, without somebody like pushing them. We got to be able to know how to push ourselves some days, most days actually. Uh,
Right.
but but yeah, I'm not overthinking of it. I let God. God puts everything. He provides everything I need, and He'll bring the right people in my path as I go throughout my career. I don't really think too much on it. You know.
Right. And do you kind of see that in some ways, like you said, it's kind of in the area it can be somewhat of a lack, but you do with your work ethic, it kind of makes up for it. But do you kind of see it as an advantage too? You can kind of go to multiple gyms, you can get work in and kind of tips and tricks from different people, different coaches, and you get sparring in with all these different fighters. Do you kind of see it that way too?
Absolutely, bro. I'm like a sponge. I'm like a sponge, and I try to just have this humility. I try to constantly keep myself in this state of learn from different people, and I keep that sense of humility of that I don't know it all. There's never going to be a point where I do know it all. There's always going to be something that I need to work on. Always. There's never going to be a point where I just got everything. Like I don't need no more progression. There's always something better to get better at. So yeah, I just keep it I just keep I try to stay on good terms with everybody and just and ultimately that's the way it should be, the boxing world, that's the way it should be, keep it professional. Hey, let's get this work and let's do it more, so yeah, I've had the privilege to be able to go different places, and get different sparring from different people, and different work. I've had the chance to work one on one with Freddie Roach. That was great. That was an amazing once in a lifetime opportunity. I've had the privilege to get sparring with Caleb Plant here in Vegas. That was amazing. I've worked with Mario Barrios. I was one of his sparring partners. We sparred a couple times, getting ready for this most recent fight. That was great. Um, and I've had the privilege to get some rounds in with Brandon Figueroa. Um, so that's already three world champions that I've got live sparring rounds with. And it's just I see it in my performances. I see it in my fights. Um, that level of competition that I put myself in before the fight, it pays off and it shows come fight night against uh, uh whatever opponent I have, you know. So yeah, I would say, it does benefit me.
How would you describe your style of fighting?
I'm an adaptive fighter. I'm an adaptive fighter who it really depends who's in front of me that night in that moment. I come in with the game plan. I'm an orthodox fighter, but when I feel when I feel it's right, I'll do switch. I'll switch to a southpaw stance. And if that's not really working too well for me, if they're catching me too much, then I'll go back to orthodox, vice versa. Um, but I got so many different tools. I could be a pressure fighter. I could stay behind my jab and move around the ring. I could be a counter puncher. It really just depends who I'm fighting that night, what type of arsenal I choose to come out with. I have a bunch of different tools in my tool bag that I could pull out. And that's what you saw if you go back and watch my most recent fight against Molina. He didn't know what to do when I switched in southpaw. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know how to handle it, how to process it. He wasn't expecting that. It caught him off guard, and I really just started to pick him apart, going southpaw to orthodox. He couldn't figure me out, and I think that's one of my greatest strengths, being able to just adapt to the fighter in front of me. Um, the night of the fight. Uh, yeah, that's kind of my style.
No, yeah. And then kind of what is the weight making process for you? Because I know you're at 168, right?
Yeah, super middleweight.
Yeah, yeah. How does that kind of feel for you? Do you feel comfortable at that weight, or do you kind of could you see
I
yourself maybe moving up at some point?
I love it. I love it. My debut was at 160, and then my second and my third fight, they were at 165, and this most recent one, this was my first time fighting at 168. Um, so I like it, but I can fight at 160, no problem. It really doesn't. It's really no. I'm in that range. I can make 160, 165, or 168. Um, I think I'm still figuring out my body, what it feels best at. But I feel strong, I feel powerful, I feel healthy at either three of those weights.
Right,
Whether it's 160, 65, or 68, it really once I know the weight we're gonna find at, I'll alter my dieting for that fight camp. You know what I'm saying? I'll cut back, or I'll eat more, or I'll you know what I'm saying, or I'll eat specific foods. I'll cut out certain things. It's real strategic. Um it's really a matter of, but yes, later on in my career, I do see myself later. I'll go up to light heavyweight, 176, when that time comes, you
right,
know. There's gonna come a point where I'm not gonna have any more people to fight. Uh, I'm not gonna have a home at middleweight or super middleweight. I will have to move up, and my body's gonna change. At 30 years old, at 28, 29, it's gonna be harder for me to maintain middleweight. So I'm sure that time will come later down the road in my career. I'll probably move up to light heavyweight. Yeah, most
right.
definitely.
Yeah. How tall are you?
I'm about 5'10" and a half,
Okay.
5'10" and a half. Yeah.
And then kind of what's kind of growing up in Corpus Christi, what's the boxing culture like out there? You know what I mean? I know you kind of got started. I guess fairly late for boxing terms. But what's the kind of the culture like out there? Is it a big boxing city?
It really is, bro. The people love the boxing, and I'm gonna bring it back, bro. Um, I was the first national Golden Glove champion, not national champion. We've had national USA boxing national champions throughout the years, but a national Golden Glove champion, we hadn't had one since it was 1980, 1985. It had been over 40 years. His name was Jesse Benavidez. He's the first and the only world champion to come out of Corpus Christi. I believe it was the WBO world championship belt. um but there's a handful of fighters that they made an impact. They made a footprint in the boxing world, and they represented Corpus Christi. But that was a long time ago, and it's been a while, bro. It's been 15 years. I'd say 10 years since there was any real like excitement about fighting, about boxing in the community. And I know I am the one, and I will be the one to bring that back to life. And I already did that when I fought in April. Over 5,000 people, 5 to 6,000 people were in attendance that night. Um, so yeah, the cultures, people love their boxing. It's a Hispanic, real Hispanic heavy city, Mexican American. People love their boxing. Um, it's definitely a great boxing city. A lot of fans there, a lot of culture there.
And how often do you want to fight? You want to stay pretty active. You're pretty active right now. You know what I mean? So how often do you want to do it?
I'm decently active, but my goal was to fight once a month, every month. I haven't been able to really achieve that, but that's the bar I set for myself. And if I could get anything close to it, you know, you know, it's okay. But yeah, right now I'd like to take full advantage of the fact that people, they underestimate me, and they're sleeping on me right now. um and they underestimate me, for the way that I carry myself. I stay, I present myself well. I take care of myself. Got nice hair. I dress nice, and they take me lightly. The fact that they call me what's called a pretty boy. Whatever. I'll laugh. I'll laugh with them. Like, haha, cool, yeah, okay. Uh, but once I step in the ring and we're face to face, whether that's sparring or a fight, they quickly find out. Uh, you know, they find out, that I'm a lot more than what they view me as. That I really am a great fighter. Um, but by that time, it's too late for them. They already underestimated me, and they messed up by underestimating, and they find out, and it's too late. They can't go nowhere but take a beating. Once a month is the goal. I love Mike Tyson. I love Mike Tyson. I love old school fighters, and I watch their documentaries. I don't really watch movies, bro. I watch boxing documentaries. Jack Dempsey, Mike Tyson, Salvador Sanchez, all the old fighters, and I'm just fascinated with, in that time, that was a normal for them to just, like, they fought, bro. This was their life. This was their job. Fighting 1 to 3 times a year is I can't do that, bro. I don't fight for a month and a half, and I start to get like jittery. I start to get a little like, don't come around me, don't say the wrong thing to me, because like I'll bite your hand or something. I don't and like I need to fight. So yeah, that's the goal ultimately, to fight once a month, every month. And I feel like I can do that because people don't know who I am right now. On a large level, they don't know who I am. And if they do know who I am, they're still sleeping on me. So I have that advantage to be able to fight, you know?
Okay. And then I was gonna say, what are some favorite guys that you kind of like to work with? Is there some guys that are like Corpus Christi that you like to get some work in with? I know you've been in the gym with Caleb Plant, Brandon Figueroa, and a lot of those guys. But there's some guys from your hometown that you kind of want to shout out, or that you got some work in with that you kind of like doing working with.
There's a lot of talent in Corpus, bro. There really is. I don't claim to be the best fighter out of Corpus Christi. I don't claim to, I do believe I am gonna do good for this city. But no, we got a lot of talent, a lot of up and comers, and some of the people that have been a great help in my amateur career, that helped me, win my national titles with, giving me that high level of fighting. There's John Rincon. He fights at, I think, the 140, 130 something, 140 something. John Rincon out of Corpus Christi. He's an undefeated fighter. He fights on Top Rank, um, and other really big platforms. There's Mark Buke. Mark Buke was a really great sparring partner for me in my amateur career. Um, there's Travis Crawford. Travis Crawford represents Corpus Christi well. He was one of my main sparring partners that got me ready for my debut in April on Top Rank. Those are those. There's many more, bro. There's many more, but Corpus Christi's got talent, bro. We really do. Um, and there's a lot of potential there, most definitely.
And then who are some guys that you just kind of like to watch, just in general? Maybe you just turn them on YouTube or something that you maybe want to that you like to get some game from, or maybe you like to watch them and watch some of their fights and maybe try that stuff in sparring or anything like that?
All dude, a lot of the old fighters, but just off the top of my head, some of my favorites is, and I watch these documentaries. I've probably seen them 50 times. I just watch them over and over. They're like 30-minute, hour-long documentaries, and I watch them like they're TV shows. Uh, but I love Mike Tyson. Fascinated with Mike Tyson. Not only his training and his fighting style, but his just like his ruthless mentality. I love Mike Tyson. Jack Dempsey. I love watching his documentary. I love studying him. There's Salvador Sanchez is one of my favorite fighters. I feel like his style is really something. I watch my fights and I see me in him a lot. There's Salvador Sanchez. Um, Marvin Hagler. Oh, I love Marvin Hagler's just like his grit, his grind, bro. His story is insane. His documentary, Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather. I love Floyd Mayweather. Just whether people hate him or love him, whatever they got to say about him, you can't take away the fact that Floyd Mayweather lived a lifestyle. He lived it. He lived the lifestyle and he was always in shape. He was always disciplined. He always did his job, and you can't take that away from him. He did it. It's there's no arguing. There's no debating that. Um, and the list just goes on and on and on. But those are some of my favorite: Mike Tyson, Jack Dempsey, Salvador Sanchez, Marvin Hagler, Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather. And there's a whole bunch. Of course, the GOAT, Muhammad Ali, but I watch them all. Every documentary on every fighter, I've seen it 10, 15 times over and over again.
Really just trying to soak it in and really just gravitate towards kind of getting yourself in that mode, that mindset of just trying to be a world champion and just
That mode, and I watch this stuff, and I just like, I take a little bit from what I like from all of them, and I just put it into. Floyd Mayweather said it all the time. He says it in his. I take a little bit from all these fighters, I put it in one box, and I shake it up, and that's what you see, and I do the same thing. I study him. I see what I like, and I'll take it and I'll apply it in my own way. And then maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But yeah.
At what weight class you see yourself competing for your first world title in? 160 or 168?
Man, I don't know. I don't know that I really don't know. Only time will tell. I really like 168. I'm really happy at super middleweight. I feel freaking strong. I feel healthy. I don't gotta kill myself cutting weight. I really, really love 168. But we'll see. With time, only with time. I try not to get too caught up in like what is to come. I have a vision, I have a plan, but I try not to get too caught up in that. I really try to just focus on today, right now, present, one fight at a time, cuz tomorrow is never guaranteed for any of us. Uh but I guess we'll see, man. We'll see.
yeah, man. What are some of your main motivations, man? What pushes you to really want to be great in this crazy sport, man?
Mm. Mm. I just don't want to struggle anymore. I don't want to struggle ever again in my life, financially, emotionally, spiritually. I just I found this calling. I found this purpose, and what drives me is, yeah. When I won my first national Golden Glove title, a lot of people don't know this, but I got on that plane to go to Philadelphia for the National Golden Gloves in 2023. I got on that plane with my bank account negative $50. It was like negative 55, negative $60. I have the screenshot. Uh, and I got on that plane with knowing that I had no money. Um, and I fought like that. Every guy that I fought with negative $50. I got negative $50 in my bank account right now, and I would just go in there and fight with that on my mind. Is it's either I become a national Golden Glove champion, so that I can, if I become a national Golden Glove champion, just maybe people will want to sponsor me. Just maybe this will open up a door and my life will get a little bit better. And you know what? I fought like that. I fought with that. That was the fire underneath me of either I win or I don't survive. And I did it. And things did get better. I did get sponsors. I did get help. I did get on the news. I did get, followers on social media. So I still fight like that. That's what drives me. That's what drives me is knowing ultimately, bro, I got no plan B. I don't got a college degree. I don't want a college degree. I know what I want. And I treat this, I give this my all. And I know that it's going to pay off. But I got nothing to fall back on. So I fight with that. That's what drives me is it's either I make it or I don't. And it's that simple. So I train and I fight with that. I need to win. If I don't win, I don't pay my bills. If I don't win, I don't get those sponsors. If I don't win, I don't. Whoever's standing in front of me, you are literally getting in the way of me, you know, providing for myself, and then eventually providing for my loved ones. And ultimately, I'm fighting for a deeper purpose. I'm fighting not only, yes, financially to support myself and to never struggle again, to take care of my family and my loved ones. And I want to be a world champion, absolutely. But overall, I y'all got to see my messages. These teenagers that they DM me such personal stuff, like they don't even know me. They don't even know me. And the fact that they're comfortable enough to share these really personal things about their life, and they're asking me like I got the answers, like maybe if Julian replies, I'll know what to do, and it's just crazy that I'm gonna have the privilege. God is allowing me to use boxing as my platform to speak to hundreds of thousands, millions at a time. When I fight, when I win, so many are going to get to be impacted to follow their dreams, to believe in themselves. That's the greater purpose, you know? So I fight with that. I fight with sometimes I will literally remember in my head an image of the message they sent me. King Julian, I don't know what to do, bro. Blah, 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 blah. I look up to you so much. You're such an inspiration. And I'll play that in my head. And sometimes that'll be like my get up, let's get this working. Or this is why you're fighting. You're fighting for little Jimmy who is looking up to you. You know? So it's a lot of different things, bro. It's a lot of different things that drive me. It's not just one thing.
And then kind of, being in the game of boxing, man, we know it can get kind of dirty within the business aspect of it. Have you kind of experienced some of the dirty parts of boxing or anything of
Yeah.
this nature?
Yeah, I have, but I take them as blessings in disguise. I take them as God. I don't stress, bro. I don't overthink. I don't stress. I got so much peace and I have so much clarity, bro, that boxing has brought me. I don't overthink things. Uh, I have seen firsthand a little bit of that, and I know it's only gonna get bigger and bigger. But I put my faith in God and I let Him guide me, and I take them as when stuff like that happens. I'm not even surprised. I'm not shocked. I'm just I'm able to handle it better. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and remove myself, and I'm gonna keep doing me, and that's it. Uh, but I know that's the more money and the more fame, the more success, the more that will come. That it's not gonna be the first time. It's not gonna happen just once or twice. It's gonna happen. I'm just gonna get a little bit better at understanding it and seeing it before it happens. Uh, But I take them as lessons. God showing me early in my career, so I know how to go about it later in my career when the chips are a lot bigger on, when it's a lot more is on the line at stake. Uh, you know, uh, but yeah, that's what comes with it. That's just how it is. That's not just boxing, bro. That's life.
Yeah.
That's anything you want to be great at. That's just what comes with it. That's the good and the bad. We have to be willing to accept in those terms, whether we're a boxer or whether we're the number one real estate agent or and the list goes on and on. That's just what comes with the life. Envy and jealousy and greed, that's always going to be there. That's always going to be, the downfall of a lot of people. We just got to take it as it comes. Take the punches as it comes and just roll with the punches and keep going. That's it.
Facts. Damn, man, I know you got some work in. I wanted to ask you some great cards, just some great fights coming up, man. And I know you got some work in with Brandon Figueroa, man. He got a great fight coming up with a great rematch coming up with Stephen Fulton Jr. Just kind of, you know, firsthand being in the ring with Brandon Figueroa. How was that? And then how do you see him competing in this rematch coming up?
Yeah, bro, it was a freaking dream come true. It was an honor. You don't like. It's crazy. Like I just like I put my headgear on, I put my gloves on, I put my cup on, and I'm there, and I have these world champions right in front of me, and the bell rings, and it's like, what's going on, bro? I'm about to, it's amazing, bro. But real humble guy, real cool, humble young man. He's got a great father that taught him well. Real cool guy, bro. And it was great. We did like 6, 7 hard rounds, and man, it was just a great overall experience. I feel like I got a lot, I learned a lot, and overall it's just great work, great work. I couldn't ask for better, and he's a dog, bro. He's a dog. He trains hard. He's you know it just really what it did is it just shows me that I have what it takes to be at this level, to be at this level, like I belong. You know, that more than anything, I get that confidence from getting working with great guys like great world champions like Brandon. But yeah, boxing's a crazy sport. You never know what's gonna happen. But he's doing his job. He does his job. He's locked in. He's doing what he needs to do, and on fight night, we don't know until
It'd be a
there's
crazy.
only one way to find out, and that's what's gonna happen, bro. But no doubt he's gonna do what he always does and just go out there and fight. And whatever will happen will happen. What will be what will be.
Okay, so he definitely about to go out there and throw a million punches, man.
Wow.
A million sharp and accurate punches, man.
For like
He
100
crazy,
punches
he
a
in
round.
crazy shape, man. I love watching Brandon Figueroa,
I'm trying to get shredded like that, bro. I train hard, bro, and I eat good, but I just got that Hispanic Latino like body figure, bro. I've never had abs in my life, but
man.
yeah, bro. Brandon is freaking chiseled, dude. He just
Crazy shape.
not an ounce of fat on him, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy.
You throw 1,000 punches a fight, so you probably gotta be that in shape. You gonna be fighting like that.
Really.
You be wild.
No, yeah, he volume is crazy.
I'm from Philly, so I'm biased. I got roll with Cool Boy stuff for sure, but I know that's gonna be another barn burner, another close one, another 50-50 type of fight.
No, in fact. And then how you feel about David Benavidez, David Morrell, man? That's the main event for that card. You know what I mean? Two guys are within your weight class, you know what I mean? So, I'm sure you probably seen a few of their fights. How you like that fight with those guys?
I I don't know of Morel too much. I've heard of him, but I don't really know of him too much. I gotta watch him more. But I love David Benavidez, bro. I've watched a lot of his videos, and I study him, and I try to apply it in my own way in my fighting. Uh Yeah, Benavidez is a dog, bro. He's a freaking dog. He's a what is he? A 2-time or a 3-time world champion?
How many you got?
I think he's a 3-time
Let me
world
see.
champion, bro.
I want
But
to see, but you could be right. I
he
know
is
you
what he is. He is
sure.
what he is for a reason, bro. That doesn't just happen. It's not just handed to you, So he's legit, bro. He's the Mexican monster. Um, his father, Jose Benavides Sr. I met him. He was there at my last fight. He has fighters that fight there in San Antonio quite often. He saw me fight. Real cool guy. But yeah, I'm rooting for Benavidez, bro. I like him. I like Benavidez. Cool. I don't know him like that, but uh, I mean, as a fighter, what I do know, is I like his style and you know, yeah, I I got no doubt he'll pull it off as he always does.
Word.
But then again, but boxing's crazy, bro. Boxing is
Getting around,
crazy, bro.
you get really
I'm not one to make predictions and like this is how it's gonna, cause you don't know, bro. You don't know, like like you could have an idea and you could be confident in that, but things can happen, and it's a crazy freaking sport, and you got to be ready for any of the unexpected, you know. Um, but yeah, there's only one way to find out. We'll see. We'll see come that time. I'm trying to get on that card actually. Because it's here in Vegas and I'm training in Vegas. So we'll see. Don't be surprised if you see King Julian on the undercards,
No,
bro.
we hope.
Don't be
Let us know if
surprised.
you're gonna do another video. I'll post you up or do whatever I gotta do to get you. You know what I mean? Do the if you're gonna
Yeah.
do
yeah, tell your followers do what you did last time to get on the top rank. Tell them to tag out Prime Boxing. What's they Prime Box? It's not
or
Showtime
PB
anymore.
or is it still PBC though? Right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll
yeah, they
see, bro. We'll
join
see.
out again.
It's my goal. It's written in my journal. It's my goal in 2025 to fight in LA and to fight in Vegas at least once
You
in
trying to get a ticket out of the
2025.
sweetheart?
And I'm going to make it happen, bro. I know it's going to happen. But uh yeah, I'd really love to fight somewhere in California. Preferably LA, but northern Southern California. And I want to fight in Vegas too, and I'm gonna do it. I don't care if it's a little local, a small show, or whether it's a massive card. I just want to fight here in Vegas or in California.
My dog King Julian, man, we really appreciate you for hopping on with us, bro. Definitely a great interview. Let the people know where they can find you at.
It's King Julian on everything, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. It's King Julian on everything, all board, all the way through.
My God, bro. King Julian, bro. Julian Delgado, 4-0, 1 KO, 2-time national champ. We appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, thank you, brothers. It was great. I
Yeah.
I I I appreciate your time.